Yeah, so I have one of those one story of diagnosis that I was onto it before my doctors were onto it, but I didn't know what it was. So I am an asthmatic, so I see an asthma doctor, immunologist, and part of that also is I had my blood work done yearly, and so that's the good news about the general practitioners. They did have the complete blood count. They didn't do the total protein. So for like 3 years, I noticed my hemoglobin dropping every year, about half a unit or more. And I brought it up to my general practitioner to say, hey, what gives here? And we did B12 shots, but then unfortunately he, sort of hand waved at it. And I got down to, I'd say, not very anemic, but certainly anemic for a guy around 11. And so in 2015, if I had the blood test done from 2010 on, and about 2012, I noticed the dip starting. And so at 2015, I had two things that I was going to do, always about being an advocate for myself was, A, do I still need these asthma medicines? Because it didn't do my kids much good. And then B, what the heck's going on with my blood? And I didn't know if, am I bleeding or something else? So it went to the asthma doctor, and he actually found the M spike by doing the electrophoresis that the general practitioner never did. And so he called up the general practitioner and then got me, that month into a hematologist, which I've been with ever since. I was diagnosed in August of 2015. I actually was bringing in, being an engineer by training, graphs of my blood counts dropping to my general practitioner to say what gives, and he didn't quite pick up on it. So it was, like I said, diagnosed September 2015 initially, and I had ongoing some fatigue along the sides, but it's like the frog in boiling water. It happens so slowly you never really quite notice to say, oh yeah, I can't do what I used to do. The running joke is that another fellow support group patient and I, my wife and her husband were out walking on one of these foundation walks, and both of them compared. And this other patient has the exact same myeloma I did. She had more bone pain or bone expression than I did, but also had the anemia. And her husband and my wife, both at that time before we were diagnosed, just thought we were out of shape. So it's, afterwards it's like, oh no, I guess there is a medical cause for Kevin being more anemic. So. Misdiagnosis for 3 years. I don't think that's totally uncommon amongst myeloma patients to find out that something has been going on. I think Dr. Kyle of Mayo would say that when you're diagnosed, the myeloma actually started 10 to 20 years before your diagnosis, just for the geometric progression of how cells proliferate. So I did start to go get treated then in 2015. We did have to change insurance companies. So jettisoned that general practitioner, and I've got one that, I'm more happy with now. So